This video provides instruction on how to solve a system of linear equations using substitution method. And on this video, we have 3 examples. We'll increase the level of difficulty for each example. First example, we have y equals 4x minus 1, y equals 2x minus 5. Both equations are in y equals form or slope-intercept form. So this is our easiest level to solve. First step is we are going to replace the y with the expression from one of the other equations. So I'm taking the 4x minus 1 on the red equation, and I'm going boop. I'm replacing the y in the blue equation with that 4x minus 1. So that's step 1. We did substitution for that. And the reason we can do that is at the point of intersection, which is what we're solving for when we solve a system, that we know that y equals y at the point of intersection. We also know that x equals x at the point of intersection. So this is why we can do this substitution, since they're equivalent at that point. All right, now we're just going to solve the equation for x. So we just do our basic equation. We're going to subtract 2x from both sides, get 2x minus 1 equals negative 5. We're now going to add 1 to both sides of the equations. We get 2x equals negative 4. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2 to get x equals negative 2. Now that's not our answer. So rookie mistake when students are first learning how to solve systems is they stop there. They get x equals negative 2. But what we're trying to find is the point of intersection. So we need an x and a y. So now to find y, we're going to take the value of x equals negative 2 and substitute that back into either the top equation in red or the bottom equation here in blue. It does not matter which one you substitute into. All right, so I chose the top equation, the red equation. So y equals 4, boop, substitute the negative 2 in for x, minus 1. Okay, y equals, well, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, minus 1. So y equals negative 9. So now our solution for the system is that point of intersection, which is the point negative 2 comma negative 9. All right. Now, we need to verify and check, make sure we got this correct. And so to do that, we simply substitute that point, negative 2 comma negative 9, into both equations. Has to work for both. If it works for one and not the other, it's not a solution to the system. That'd be a point that's on one line, but not the other. All right, so substitution work, again, you're plugging in negative 2 for x and negative 9 for y, so you just got to be careful with that. So here's the work in red. Right? Negative 9 equals 4 times negative 2 minus 1. You end up getting negative 9 equals negative 9. True story. Check. Then for the blue one, again, substitute the y with negative 9 equals 2 times the negative 2, which is substitution for the x value, minus 5. So we get negative 9 equals negative 9. True. Checks. It works. All right, another example. Level 2. This one, you have one equation in y equals form or slope-intercept form, and you have the other equation that's in standard form. And so on this one, we're going to take the y equals the negative 7x minus 17, and we're going to replace the blue y with that expression, negative 7x minus 17. So that is going to be our first step. Okay, so here's the work. 8x minus 4, parentheses, negative 7x minus 17, parentheses, equals negative 4. We replace that y with that expression. Okay, now we're going to solve that equation. So we go to solve it. Distributor property, we get 8x plus 28x plus 68 equals negative 4. We combine like terms on the left side here, so we get 36x plus 68 equals negative 4. We're going to do subtraction property of equality now by subtracting 68 from both sides. So we get 36x equals negative 72. And then we're going to divide both sides by 36, division property of equality, to get x equals negative 2. So now to find y, we're going to go ahead and replace the x for either equation and solve for y. This one, the top equation in red is much easier because it's already in y equals form. We could use the blue one, but the red one's easier. So let's use the red one. So we substitute the negative 2 in for x, so we get y equals negative 7 times negative 2 minus 17. So y equals positive 14 minus 17. So then we get y equals negative 3. So now we have our x and we have our y. So we're going to write our answer as an ordered pair. So our answer is -2, -3. Just be careful. X comes before Y in your ordered pair. All right, can we check it? Absolutely. So we have to check again in both equations. So the Y equals 1 there, we check that one. We get -3 equals -3. We substituted the -2 for the X. And then the blue one here, right? 8 times -2 minus 4 times -3 equals -4. So then you end up getting -16 plus 12 equals -4. So you get -4 equals -4. That's true as well. So that is the solution for our system. All right, let's go to the hardest level for our class here, which would be something like this, where both equations are in standard form. All right, you have x plus 3y equals 15. You have x minus y equals -1. All right, first step is we need to rewrite one of those equations so it's either in y equals form or x equals form. All right, let's be a little different than this one. Let's go ahead and rewrite one of the equations so it's x equals, so you can see how this works. All right, so again, it doesn't matter which way, but I'm just driving this way. I'm going to solve for x, and I decided to use the blue equation. So I added y to both sides on the blue equation, and now I have my systems here. X plus 3y equals 15, and x equals y minus 1. So now I'm going to take that expression, y minus 1, from the blue equation. I'm going to replace the red x with the y minus 1. That's my substitution I'm going to do. So we have the y minus 1 now, plus 3y equals 15. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and solve for y. So we solve for y. We combine like terms. We get 4y minus 1 equals 15. We use the addition property of equality. We add 1 to both sides. We get 4y equals 16. We want 1y, so we use the division property of equality to divide both sides by 4 to get y equals 4. So y equals 4. Now we need to find the x value. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and substitute the y equals 4 into either equation, and we're going to solve for x. All right, so I chose the top equation on this example, the red one. So I went x plus 3, boop, plug it in the 4 there, equals 15. Well, x plus 3 times 4 is 12. So x plus 12 equals 15. Subtract 12 from both sides, you get x equals 3. So our answer is the point 3, 4. All right, let's check it. So to check it, we got to substitute 3, 4 into both equations. So the red equation here, you get 3 plus 3 times 4 equals 15. You end up getting 15 equals 15, true story. All right, for the blue equation, 3 minus 4 equals -1. Be careful there. It's 3 minus the positive 4 equals -1. So we end up getting -1 equals -1, and that is true as well. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful.